Temporary struggle.
The journey that photo takes is to undo a huge evil. Could we do that in this modern day? Could we knowingly unmake something that we know should never have come into being?
I wish none of this had happened.
Join us now as we go beyond the movie to explore the surprising connections between our own world and the fictional realm of the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings takes place in a mythical world, with great kingdoms spread across a vast continent. In this place called Middle-earth, all is not...
Middle-earth is in the middle. Right. Yeah, I got my little Hobbit bucket here from the movie. We went and watched the Hobbit movie, and now I'm gonna do a little review of what I seen when I watched the Hobbit movie. But we're gonna review some things I got on the computer here too.
Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hyper Song 55, and welcome to a very special review. I've been waiting to do this for the rest of life. 2012 is almost over, but before it decides to end, we got The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. I've waited forever for this film. I thought that, you know, after I'd seen the Avengers and the Dark Knight Rises, everything would be sorted in my life, but wait, we forgot about The Hobbit. So here it is. I just saw it in the cinema just a little while ago. You know what, I can't even get my words out because it was that awesome. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, The Hobbit is badass, and I'm going to tell you why in this review, because it's freaking awesome! So the story of this film goes a little something like this. The film is set 60 years before The Lord of the Rings and happens to involve a little hobbit known as Bilbo Baggins, and he happens to run into Gandalf, the great wizard. And they are like, you know, interacting with each other, and Gandalf's like, do you want to come on an adventure with me? And Bilbo's like, nah, but then he's like, yeah! So then he happens to accompany 13 other dwarves led by...
The dwarfs or the Negroes? The dwarfs or the Negroes? This is going to go kind of fast, so pay attention.
The badass that is Thorin Oakenshield. And then they happen to go across Middle-earth to go about and reclaim the Lonely Mountain. Yeah, it's the Lonely Mountain.
Alright, Thorin is David, or Dawid, or Dawid. And they're going through Middle-earth. And I think I showed you what Middle-earth is. Alright. That's Middle-earth right there. Alright.
From Smaug, the badass dragon. And that is the story of the film without going into the area spoilers. Ladies and gentlemen, the story in this film is freaking amazing. Now, it took a little...
The reason why the story is so amazing because it's the same story in a lot of other movies they make because they can't be original, so they gotta just reuse the same stories about a group of people, in this case dwarfs, who got put out of their land and had to work as slaves and find work wherever they could find it, and so now they're trying to go and claim their land back.
Well, I thought it to get going, but when it started to get going, it was good. The train never stopped rolling. There was just story after story after story. There was a lot of plot lines going on in The Hobbit, but they all work relatively well, and you can see that some of them will intersect in the next few movies. I just like the way the story progressed. It was really nice, and for this first part of this trilogy, he just killed it.
Fast forward.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about my personal man of the hour, Gandalf the Grey, played by Sir Ian McKellen. Now, Ian McKellen for me is...
Gandalf, yeah, Gandalf, that's the prophet, yeah. Gandalf is kind of like Elijah. You know, in the book of Malachi, where he said he will send the prophet Elijah, and he will turn the hearts of the sons to the fathers and the fathers to the sons. That's what Gandalf is doing in this movie here. So that's what Gandalf is, for y'all that didn't catch it. Gandalf is the prophet Elijah.
Elevates it to a whole new level in this film. So now let's talk about Thorin Oakenshaw, played by...
Alright, Thorin. Thorin is playing the role of David, or David. It's not, like I said, it's the same story. It's just different characters, different faces, but the same exact story. Over and over and over again, all of the movies, you're going to see the story about this group of people that done got put out their land or enslaved, and they're having to fight to get their land back. So this is David here, Thorin. That's who that is right there. Alright. And let me go back. I don't think I let y'all see Gandalf.
Was off the chain, yo, because Gandalf was so badass in this film, it is beyond life. So yeah.
Alright, Gandalf was Elijah. So you look at Gandalf, think about Elijah the prophet. Alright. Then you're gonna have Thorin.
So now let's talk about Thorin.
Alright, Thorin, that's gonna be David.
Right. Played by Richard Armitage. He was just wow. If there was a definition of badass in the dictionary, that guy would come up there. Just a full illustration of his face, because he is that cool. Thorin is literally just one of the coolest guys I've ever seen in a film. He's just some badass leader of the dwarves that goes into battle and just kicks the crap out of anybody that comes across.
Alright, just like how David did. Alright. So now we're going to go back to this.
Far to the east, over ranges and rivers, lies a single solitary peak. The dwarves are determined to reclaim their homeland.
I like visitors as much as the next Hobbit. But I do like to know them before they come. Visiting.
Mr. Baggins, at your service.
Now what he does is he treats the dwarves like Negroes. And he don't want them in his house. He don't want them all over everything. But the dwarves don't help at all, because when they come in his house, they start acting like a bunch of niggas, and they start partying, eating, throwing food. They just don't have no manners, like how we get sometimes. And that's what's going on here. It's kind of subliminal. A lot of people don't catch it, but I caught it when I watched the movie in 3D.
I'm surrounded by dwarves. What are they doing here?
Oh, they're quite a merry gathering.
So, this is the Hobbit.
You asked me to find the 14th member of this company, and I have chosen Mr. Baggins.
Me? No.
Hobbits can pass unseen by most if they choose, which gives us a distinct advantage.
We'll seize this chance to
Take back Erebor!
Here, Mr. Bilbo! Where are you off to? I'm going on an adventure!
Mithrandir, why the halfling?
I, Bilbo Baggins. Perhaps it is because I'm afraid. So, it gives me courage.
So this is your purpose, to enter the mountain?
All of it.
There are some who would not deem it wise. A dark.
Now when you watch the movie, you're going to see where they have to use the moon to read certain writings. I thought that was kind of interesting, because they have to use the light from the moon, which is in the shape of a crescent in the movie, and it reveals certain letters in a stone. They don't show it on the preview. You have to actually watch the movie, which I did. And these letters, I noticed, they look just like the Phoenician letters that we used back during the time when we was in Mount Sinai, when we left Egypt. It is the, let me find it, the Phoenician alphabet. That's what the moon revealed to them on a stone. It's right after the Proto-Sinaitic script. Anybody can look it up on Wikipedia. You got your Proto-Sinaitic script. Alright, there's a picture over there. But your Phoenician script, let's see, I looked it up somewhere. But yeah, that's what they looked up with the moon. So they needed to use the moon, and it was on what's that scene at? It was on that scene right there. Matter of fact, I'll go right to it. That's this scene right
Some
there.
who would not deem it wise.
But yeah, if you go to that scene right there, that's when they're using the light from the moon. Moon is shining the light, and then there's this table, and they have to put the map on the table, and it reveals the Phoenician letters. But you have to go to the movie and watch it. Alright, now I'm going to take it way back. This is long after we done been put out the land. Alright, and the land just laying there desolate in heaps, just like Yahuwah said he would have it in Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 11. And I will make Jerusalem heaps and a den of dragons, and I will make the cities of Yehudah desolate without an inhabitant. That's exactly the way the Edomites and the Arabs and the Turks found it. And they even videoed it back in 1911. And this is the video. I'll just show a few parts of this, so you'll see who it was, and they'll even throw some names up there that you might see that's kind of familiar. Scenes of the Holy Land, 1911. Okay. When they first got there, there wasn't nothing there, a bunch of heaps. And this was a long time ago. And I'm gonna just kind of skip through it. That's the part where it was nothing there, just a bunch of heaps. And of course they started building stuff and whatnot, but when they first got there, it was just like how Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 11 said it would be. Alright, let me go on through there. We're going to go to 151 here. Alright, these are first engineering works. Alright, first agricultural station. Alright, notice it says Arabs together with Jewish colonists. So the Arabs was in there, and these so-called Idumeans, which call themselves Jews. You had Arabs and Jews. Plowing the land for the first time. If you notice, there's hardly any type of greenery at all. Now I'm going to skip on through this. We're going to go to 315. This is an Arab village. Women drawing water. Alright. Alright. This is where they decided to have Hebrew as their language, because originally it was the Phoenician language. We weren't even using the Hebrew that people know of today. We weren't using that. Let's go to, we'll go to 8:24. Alright. Alright, notice this. Alright. With pupils of the Evelina Rothschild's school. Notice the word Rothschild's. There's one of them right there. Right there. Alright. And we'll go to 13. Alright. Russian pilgrims at the entrance of the church of the Holy Sepulchre. Turkish soldiers guarding the city. So now we got Russians, Turks, Arabs, Jews. Okay, these are all of the people that's coming into the Holy Land after it's been desolate and laying waste, just like the scripture said. Now we got all these people coming into the Holy Land. And we're gonna go to 1626. But yeah, that's what it looked like. You got your Turks, they marching with their guns. All right. Alright, and this is supposed to be Statue of the Messiah by somebody. Alright, but when they show you the statue, it's only going to be for a brief second. You got to really watch close, because they only going to show it for a second. Because he ain't got no crown of thorns on his head. He ain't hanging on no cross either. They got him sitting in a chair. Let's see if we can see it right quick. We're going to see what the statue of the Messiah look like. Now, this was a long time ago. See, there you go right there. I paused it for you. That's him. He got an arm going down. Let me fix the camera. There it is right there. Got an arm going down right here. This is his chest. This is the other arm. This is his fist. This is a leg. This is a leg. There's no holes in the feet. The feet ain't together. None of that stuff. And this is the head up here. It goes by so quick. But yeah, that was the statue of the Messiah who they was worshiping at that time. That was it. So now we're going back to this. And this is what it looked like today. Alright. That's it today. Now that we know who all went into the city, now we're going to go into some scriptures. Alright. Because Middle Earth, as I showed y'all before, this is Middle Earth. From the river of Egypt to the great river Euphrates, right in the middle of that, right here. And the Lonely Mountain, whenever y'all go watch the movie, if y'all go watch it, the Lonely Mountain is actually Mount Sinai. Just like, it's the same story. It's just different names, different faces, but it's the same story. It's just us going back to Mount Sinai. That's what the Lonely Mountain is that Thorin leads the dwarfs to, is Mount Sinai. And this is what they're trying to get to. This is the Middle Earth right here. Alright? Alright. Now for some scriptures. Alright, first we're going to start with Psalm 137. Let me turn there. We'll start with Psalm 137 and starting at verse 7. It says, "Remember, Yahuwah, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us." So the children of Edom are called the daughter of Babylon according to Psalm 137 verses 7 and 8. And it says that they're the ones that said to destroy the city when it was first destroyed. Then later on they come and lay claim to it. So we're going to go to Psalm 83:12. Well, I'll start at verse 3. Psalm 83, starting at verse 3. "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy